June 23, 2025. This is the S&P 500 E-Futures Mini on 2000 tick chart using NinjaTrader 8. What the chart looked like today. Carry over from Friday. There was a sharp drop, two legs up, kind of a sideways, a leg up, and a kind of a sell-off. Almost looks like a bill bounce, two legs up, consolidation, and another rally up. The only economic data that came out today was the Manufacturing PMI, which came out at around 6:45 Pacific Standard, just about right here. Didn't really move the market. And then throughout the day, there was news coming in that I guess Iran was bombing in Kuwait or Qatar, as well as maybe Iraq. So it didn't really do that much. It was just kind of some small oscillations here and there. Overall, although these moves look like they're kind of big and smooth, there wasn't too many setups that I could find. I did take one trade and was profitable. I'm gonna get into it right now. So it was like I push up, break of this green up channel, test the high. Looks like it was two legs down and another push up on this blue up channel. Then it came back down, chopped around, and this is the open right here where this gray line is. And so there's a push up, break of the green up channel, push up to here, test the high, comes down on this red one, break of the red, test the low. No real clear area to take a trade. There's no bounce point because you do have a first entry pullback, second entry. Unfortunately, there's nothing here to tell me to take a long position here. And I was looking for a higher low, which you kind of get right about here, but it's kind of far from everything. No real rhyme or reason for a higher low trade. Then it starts pushing up on this green up channel, no clean second entries. It sets up for my first trade right about here. So it creates a new high. It creates a first entry long, but I did a count reset. So it looks like a first entry, pull back. It looks like it's about to create a second entry. Now, if you didn't do a count reset, it looks like it's a first entry, pullback, second entry, potential higher low. What I liked about this setup was it's one tick below this previous, so it's like a very bearish push down. It moved one tick and then it pushed back up and it had a decently high close at the high. So this looks like potentially a break of this orange down channel could test the low, but I was taking into consideration that this is the EMA that hasn't really been tested. It had a break and a push up, and I was more inclined to believe prices were going to move back into this green up channel as opposed to test this yellow down channel. Because depending on how you drew it, this yellow down channel may or may not have had a break. Clearly has a break here, but depending on how you drew it, let's say you kept it really conservative here, it doesn't fit the most clean. So you could say there was potentially no break. Maybe this is the first attempt down. I'm thinking this push down had this push up. This recovery, this push back up, made it more than halfway of this down channel. So I'm more inclined that this green up channel is more in play than this orange down channel. So I actually waited. It opened here, flushed down, broke above this guy, broke above this candle. I dropped in my order right here, came up, came back down, filled my order, and then pushed up. And I was able to get a quick 2-point scalp. Now, I wasn't too worried about getting stopped out just yet because I was under the impression or under the trading. I was seeing the trade as it moving back into the green channel. So plus the resistance is kind of high, so I knew I had enough room to clear for my quick scalp. Pushes up, comes back down. So now it looks like it's a break of the screen up channel, one attempt up, two attempt up. New extreme has been made. This green up channel might have been played out. This green up channel is part of this spike in a channel that I thought was in play. Not the cleanest. Starts moving down what I think is this red down channel. Break, maybe test the low, not the cleanest. Pushes up, kind of oscillates. This is where I kind of drew, expanded it into this yellow down channel. Technically, you have a new low here. It's a first entry short pullback, second entry short. Now, I saw this. I like the way it closed, except it was kind of a green candle. If it was red, I'd be more inclined to take it. It gave me a little hesitation because I was thinking, is there a potential one touch, two touch, third touch rejection? Unfortunately, it broke out and it closed kind of green. So in other words, when it opened here, it actually closed higher than it's open. So it's showing that there's some bulls that could still push it up and out. So this is the third time it touched this yellow down channel. So it's the third touch confirmation, but just gave me just enough to be hesitating about it. Then it creates a clear first entry, second entry. So it's too late to try to take the trade. Plus this guy closing at the highs gives me again hesitation. Then it creates a lower high. And unfortunately, this lower high is really nice. It confirms push down, except this is the localized support area. So after this candle closed, I'm not trying to take a trade here because this could actually act as support. Prices could move back in. Kind of too late for the trade now. Ideally, this lower high would have formed and not closed so low because now there's no real room to scalp before this potential support area. The prices continue moving down. You could say there's a failed second entry long here, except I don't really like it because this new high, first entry long, second entry long, it's already pressing to the lows. So yes, it could keep going down as it does, or you don't know if it's going to bounce. Prices continue moving, follows this nice yellow down channel pretty well. No clean setups I could see. New low, so first entry short. Although this is an inside bar, so I'm not the biggest fan of anything here. Plus, it's only a first entry. Consolidates, kind of pushes up. Again, it kind of hits the resistance area, then it pushes back down, moves down on this red down channel. So I'm seeing this as potentially one leg down, one attempt up, kind of a second attempt up, also test the high of this green. And now I'm expecting another kind of a big leg down to match this. So that's where I drew this guy. Pushing down, creates a second entry short here, new low, first entry short, second entry short. Although it's a second entry short, nice signal bar, I was concerned that it would actually be inside this range. So I'd be selling at the low of the range. So I marked it as something I noticed, but I don't think there's a trade here. Prices continue moving down. So it's a new low, first entry short, second entry short, looking for a lower high. This is your lower high, but again, not the best signal bar. It's kind of already pressing to the low. Measured move has been made on this candle. So we get a lower high confirmation here. I'm not sure that this is going to push any further, so I'm just watching and waiting. Consolidates sideways, comes back up to the highs. It's an EMA rejection. I had this as a trend line coming down, but there's really only one touch, two touch right now. Kind of a bottom, so it could be a developing yellow down channel, but it was too early for me to trust it just yet. Pushes, presses, and it continues going down. This is sideways consolidation. Now I'm thinking this EMA is acting as a pretty reliable resistance. Also see a potential triple test here, but it's not a good signal bar for the triple test. This follow through is nice, except, well, it's not nice. It's good that it's the correct bearish color, not green, but it closes too high, so there's nothing here. Pushes down. This is inside to this guy, so again, nothing here. Plus, these two are inside to this guy, so it's kind of a tug of war all within this tiny, tiny range. Pushes up and out, continues down. So again, I'm just sitting on my hands. There's no real trade or trade setup that I could see. Unfortunately, this is like a really nice move down, but there was just no way for me to see how I'd be able to enter this safely. And this would have been really great if you had a runner or some kind of trade setup. New low, first entry short, continues down. This is the first break of what I think is my green down channel. Starting to reverse. You don't really get a first entry short till about right here. It's above the EMA. Technically, you have a second entry short here. There's a new low, first entry short, second entry short. Second entry short does break below the EMA. This green down channel might be testing its low, but it already had an overshoot here and a potential overshoot here. So I'm a little bit unclear about the direction of the bias. I want a lower high. So the next couple candles, I want a lower high below the EMA. And ideally, well, this orange up channel doesn't exist yet. So I just really am looking for a couple of candles following up with a lower high below the EMA, confirm the second entry short. So you kind of get something like that, but there's two sideways. EMA is cutting right through the middle of these, and then it kind of moves back up. So not thinking of going short now. Definitely not looking to go long just yet. We do have a double top here, so it is a first entry, second entry, but again, this is inside candle to this, and so this is kind of a little unclear. Just looks congested. Prices move up, break out. So I drew this as a potential channel. I saw this as an overshoot. I'm expecting prices to come back down here, ideally in two legs. And if there's no overshoot of this support, maybe it's going to bounce and continue back up. If it doesn't do that, it kind of keeps moving up. So I was debating maybe this would be the tie of the channel. So there's no overshoot. Technically, you have a first entry long, pull back. You have a second entry long here. This is a signal bar, so here I'm not looking to go long. Confirms a second entry long here. Below the EMA, I don't like this. And I chop sideways again. Nothing really great. You have a new low here. It's a first entry short, pull back, second entry short. This is a signal bar. It's a doji. So I want to see what happens in the next candle. And by the time it confirms the second entry short, it's already selling into this potential support area. So there's no trade here, but I was wondering about this as I was watching it form. Price to continue moving. It gets really noisy, pushes down. New low is a first entry short. You technically have a second entry short. There's no real setup here. It doesn't look very clean. There is a break of the green, test of the high. So you're thinking maybe the upside or the test of the extreme of this green up channel is played out. But this isn't a really clean setup. I need a lower high. But even if you get a lower high, looking at this from where the lower high would form, let's say the next candle is a lower high, it's probably going to close pretty close to this EMA. The EMA isn't super reliable yet, but it could still be in play. But you don't even get that option, so I didn't have to really worry about that. And it chops, starts moving up. I drew this red up channel. Again, it's transparent because I don't really trust it as a channel yet, so it's more of a guideline. No clean second entries. Unfortunately, you get a lot of first entries. Pushes up, moves nicely on this orange up channel. Unfortunately, there was no clear way for me to enter. It doesn't even come back to the EMA. So this is the red up channel that I was playing with. I was thinking, okay, at least it has two good confirmations here. There's an overshoot here, but it doesn't even get back to the EMA. It keeps pressing higher. So that made me think maybe it's a little bit more like this. Maybe this is the red up channel, but then you really don't have any confirmations except the first group of candles touching right here. So it doesn't really give me that much confidence yet, but clearly it's bullish. Prices continue moving up. Then it creates a new high. It's a first entry long pullback, second entry long potential. This is actually, I thought it was a possible trade. It's a break of this green down channel, so it could make another attempt to test the low, but this is the first attempt. It bounced off the EMA. This is the first time in quite a while that it's touched the EMA. This red up channel trend line could be in place. So this could be the first touch, second touch. This could be the third touch. Decent signal bar. This is only about 9 ticks, so it might have been worth a possible trade. So if you did enter, you get filled. Well, I would have gotten my order filled here, and likely I would have gotten my quick scalp here. My stop would have been below this double bottom. So this was a possible trade. I just didn't really think, I didn't really like it because I was thinking of the possibility that could just be a first entry long, because technically you have first entry pullback, bounces below, and then makes a push back up. So it's first entry, second entry in that technical, but on a visual, it could just be a visual first entry. So I left it alone. And prices move sideways. It's a fail breakout here, what I think is a potential trading range. Comes back down, and I actually thought this is setting up for another possible trade here. So it looks like this support of this trading range is holding. With the fail breakout, you have one touch, two touch, three touch, a potential triple test. You have a new localized new high, because if you did the count starting from here, it's a first entry long pullback, second entry long. This is localized new high. It's a first entry, potential second entry, and then you have a higher low moved below this guy, and it engulfs it completely with a strong close. So I thought, okay, looks like there's also a push up 2 legs back sideways. It could be moving back up. So this could have been potentially looking for one leg and then a potential second leg. And from here to where the second leg would go, plus the top of the range, there's enough for a 2-point scalp. In this case, it would have worked. So this I thought was a potentially good trade. Prices move. It looks like it's just sideways consolidation now. I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of this for now, clear things up. Sideways consolidation kind of moves down this gradual red down channel, but I don't trust it. That's why it's not colored in, because it kind of fits, but it's not anything to really hang a hat on or to trust the setup off of it. Prices break out of this trading range, and I'm looking back and I'm thinking, okay, it's kind of been a choppy day. It was a rally, sell off, 2 legs up, sideways consolidation. I'm not really certain of whether it's going to move back down or move back up, but I'm thinking it's more likely in a trading range. I did have this drawn at one time, but it ended up deleting it because it wasn't that useful. So there's potentially one leg here and another leg here. Is it going to try to get all the way back up to here? I'll just leave that there for now, but I'll delete it later because it made my chart a little messier. So it breaks out, pushes back up, breaks out of this side. There's no clear indication that this is going to happen. You have a first entry short, bounces off the EMA. You also have a new high first entry long. So it looks like it's a break of this green down channel, test the low. I'm thinking the down channel has played out, but this could be a fail breakout, but it could be a fail breakout symmetric to this fail breakout. So in this instance, when I see this, it's like a first entry long pullback, second entry long. I really want to think there's a potential trade here, like a long position, but I also thought this could be a move back down to test the low, but I marked it here. I wasn't 100% sure. It's just more of a win. Thinking first entry, second entry, terrible signal bar, good follow-up trigger bar, but I need a higher low to trust this. And you don't really get a higher low here. So you kind of get a higher low potential here, but it's not a good setup. You do confirm it's a higher low, but the close of the middle just makes it risky. Kind of pushes up, pops around, and then just kind of moves into the last 10 minutes, pushes up into the close. And in the last 10 minutes, you definitely don't want to be trying to take any trades, which is in the close and just kind of move sideways. So it wasn't, it was, let me get rid of this. It was kind of an interesting day. There weren't that many setups, but price action, in my opinion, wasn't the most difficult to read. There weren't too many traps or anything that would have, I guess, trapped at least someone like me, at least I think. And yeah, there wasn't very many setups either. So hopefully at least it's picking up compared to last week. So hopefully tomorrow and the week and going forward into the week, trading improves. So hopefully that was helpful.